sendo entregues à polícia.
Violence in prisons has been a constant recurring issue throughout history, present since the first days of human imprisonment. I am about to tell you a story of a young man by the name of Jeff Munro, a former prisoner at the Don John Jail here in Toronto. It was late November when Christine Munro was putting up the Christmas tree in her home and the police knocked at her door. Her son Jeff, a recently diagnosed schizophrenic, had been found exposing himself in the town square. Now, this wasn't Jeff's first arrest, however. They usually delivered him to the Center for Addiction and Mental Health. This time, he was being taken to the Don John Jail. Truth is, this man was kicked to death in his cell only after being accused of stealing potato chips. 2 months later, January 2nd, Kevin Phillip, a 24-year-old man awaiting deportation to Trinidad, was announced the city's first homicide of the year. He was found beaten to death in his cell block. Prisoners being beaten to death by their fellow prisoners are fairly common. Why did no one help to stop such actions? Where were the prison guards? How many rights, human rights, have been violated in these prisons?
According to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the following rights have been violated in these prisons. Number 8, 9, 10, and 11.
So, why are so many prisoners being killed each year or badly beaten?
They're beaten because either we don't see what goes on or we just don't get there in time to stop them. Like, prisoners are killed not because we don't care or can't stop it. It just happens. We don't know where it's happening. There are blind spots all over the prisons. There's corners, there's closets, or even other cells. We don't always see what's going on. There's just not enough of us.
So, going off of that, would you say that there's a shortage of guards in the system?
In a way, I feel that, yes, there are a shortage, but at the same time, I feel that perhaps we don't have enough, but some just can't do their job or just unsure about the situation, you know?
Okay, so private versus public system for prisons, would you rather work in a private system or a public system?
Personally, I would rather work for a private prison rather than a public prison, simply because there are a few less prisoners and you get paychecks directly from the prison. Although there are some drawbacks to working there, like you get more hours because there aren't as many guards, and there's a chance that your boss or the owners of the prison could be like embezzling money from the prison, which would negatively impact the prison and everyone associated.
Okay. So, I know there was a segment similar to that on Orange is the New Black, so do you feel that the media has caused a jump in prisoners coming into the prison?
I think that the media has brought a new light on prison, that it's a great place and that you can get away with anything or can have like sex with other prisoners, but you can't. There's not an unlimited supply of drugs. The lights never go out in the cell blocks. You have a communal bathroom, and people do steal your food numerous times. Beyond scared straight has shown some commonalities to prison, but not as many that would really happen on a regular basis.
Okay. So, going off of that, how do you feel that prisoners' rights are violated in here? I mean, you mentioned that there's a communal bathroom and the lights don't go off.
We don't try to violate their rights, but sometimes rights get taken away as punishment. It has to happen. Like, your parents would take away your phone or send you to bed early. Prisoners have pretty crazy rights, like they can do drugs in their cells. They're allowed necklaces provided it has religious purpose. They can wear makeup and have the option to have their partners come and spend the night in a special room where they can, you know. Prisoners have unlimited access to internet when it's available and can view any sites they want, including those that are pornographic. They can have visits from anyone who can request from them from outside, which is a popular misconception. They can email and write to anyone they want.
Okay. So that pretty much covers all we'd like to know about prisoners' rights and the way things are in the prison. But is there anything that you would like to add that I perhaps didn't ask?
No, that's about it. It's just, prisons are not very, looking back, it's not as bad as, it's as bad in different lights, but the media does make it look far more attractive than it truly is. The treatment of men and women is obvious in many prisons, especially in the countries of Saudi Arabia and the Middle Eastern countries. Women and men are treated very differently, as women have no say in their rights, and they need a man to attorney for them in saying what actions they have done or what actions they have not done. A woman in prison will be obviously treated differently than a man, as they have no access to the outside world, where men can freely go and ask for permission from the guards. Women and men are treated very differently in these Middle Eastern states because of the religion that upholds and surrounds the rules around the prisons. The state of the prisons is so dreadful that some account that people would fight each other just for simple clothing and space.
There are obviously many human rights being violated in the world globally, but violation of human rights is the most especially present in the following three prisons. Contenu Civil Prison in Benin. Despite being only built for 400 up to 2,400 men, women, and children live, work, and sleep together. The prison is so packed that the prisoners are to sleep in shifts, which many have died from suffocation. However, the conditions are unintentional, only due to lack of funds, which is why many die within the prison from very preventable diseases. Tadmor Prison in Syria. Although originally closed in 2001, the prison reopened in 2011 and has since been notorious with torturing political prisoners and criminals to the state. Often exploited and tortured, the prisoners remain in constant state of hopelessness and ignorance, as there is no form of media to connect with the outside world. Gitarama Central Prison in Rwanda. In this severely underfunded, overcrowded prison of Rwanda, the prisoners that don't die of diseases or starvation are often beaten to death to violent uprisings. Cannibalism has been known to occur in those walls. Built for 500 but houses near 2,500, the prisoners desperately scratch for necessities, even simple sleeping space.
The Center for Prisoner Health and Human Rights is a non-governmental organization that centers around the prisoner health and health care benefits that they should receive. Although they are doing very well within the United States, this is only within the United States and not within other countries. Not even within the United States are all states sanctioned to have the prisoner health and human rights. Although we should extend our prisoner rights to the rest of the world and make this not just national, but international.